Welcome to everybody. I'm very happy to have you here in our conference. Very grateful for the time and efforts to participate in this very important and major event in Eastern and Central Europe. And you'll see that it's even broader for this issue of this edition of the conference for the East and Central European region. This is a traditional conference for those who are not acquainted, which actually takes place biannually for 24 years now. And this conference has played a very important role for the countries from the region, which were a little bit delayed with respect to the global development of AAC. And I think that today this delay is compensated for some countries, for others not that much. So this conference is still very important. And of course, we are very happy to host it. So just to give some statistics, we have more than 800 people registered, which of course, for me, it's an expression of interest. Not all of them probably will be present during all the sessions, but nevertheless, this shows the interest in this topic, which of course is so important that we cannot basically minimize the scope and the importance of dealing with it right now. For the opening, I would say that for Bulgaria, we have Foundation Assistive Technologies has organized already 3 national international conferences, so organized in Bulgaria. But of course, we are very happy to organize this event in Bulgaria. We feel honored and responsible by the choice of the steering committee. Members of this committee are Dr. Sofia Kalman, who actually started this conference long ago, actually organized the first conference, Dr. Lia Kalinnikova Magnusson, who is also here, who is president of the committee, of the steering committee, of course, Dorothy Fraser, who is here, Aldona Misakovska, and other people who actually participated in the organization of this school, people from Romania, Madalina Constantin also. When we actually applied to hosting the conference, we are kind of beginners, novices, naive in this field. And so all these people supported us greatly in order to make us more sure, more secure that we can do it. So you'll see if we really succeeded in doing so, if they were right about us. So after these preliminary words, I hope that you have seen the program, you have seen the various sessions. We'll try as possible as we can to stick to this program so that everything is kind of well organized and well structured. And so in this opening of the conference, I have the honor and pleasure to give the floor to Ms. Han, who is Regional Director of UNICEF. And UNICEF, the regional office, supports financially this conference, also the Ministry of Education. So now I have the pleasure to give the floor to Ms. Han to say a few words in the opening of this conference.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Ms. Maria Garadova, Deputy Minister of Education and Science of Bulgaria, Mr. Morris Grinberg from the Assist Foundation, government representatives and experts from Norway, Israel, Portugal, and Italy, representatives from organizations of persons with disabilities, and all those who helped organize the conference. I'd like to extend my warm welcome to you on behalf of the UNICEF Regional Office for Europe and Central Asia. Today, we're here to discuss a topic that's critical to children with disabilities all around Europe and Central Asia and beyond, which is assistive technology, and particularly for alternative augmentative communication. In UNICEF, we recognize the importance of assistive technology as a powerful tool to realize the rights of children with disabilities and to enable them to play, learn, socialize, and participate in every aspect of life from an early age. I take the opportunity to mention UNICEF's global report on children with disabilities, Seen, Counted, Included, which was launched just 2 days ago on 10th November. The report, which is the result of a long-standing collaboration between experts, National Statistic Office, international organizations, and people with disabilities, has confirmed the high levels of exclusion faced by children with disabilities around the world. The new estimate suggests that there are 240 million children with disabilities in the world, and 10.8 million in Europe and Central Asia alone. According to the report, children with disabilities compared to their peers without disabilities are 24% less likely to receive early stimulation and response care, 42% less likely to have foundational reading and numeracy skills, and 49% more likely to have never attended school. In Europe and Central Asia, which has the highest rate of children in institutional care compared to other regions, almost half of all the children in institutions have a disability. In the last 2 years, we witnessed the enormous impact that the pandemic has had on the lives of these children and their families. They have often been excluded from life-saving humanitarian interventions and have missed out on online learning and support services. We as UNICEF are making strong, concerted efforts to eliminate institutional care and replace it with family and community-based alternatives for children with disabilities. This includes access to early interventions, protection responses that do not segregate or discriminate, as well as assistive technology as an integral part of these actions. During the pandemic, we saw the difference that accessibility of information and access to assistive technology can make in contexts where these are readily provided to children. The benefits of providing and using assistive technology are documented in a recent study that showed for a child in a low or middle income country, access to this type of support can make a difference of $100,000 in lifetime income. Furthermore, investments to provide for assistive products such as hearing aids, prosthesis, eyeglasses, and wheelchairs can result in a return of investment of 9 to 1. Although the benefits of assisted technology are beyond doubt, the gap in its accessibility is huge. Globally, only 10 to 15% of children and adults in need of this technology have access to it, and barriers are complex. These include low awareness, lack of availability of products in local markets, lack of professionals and capacities of service providers to deliver essential services, and lack of products to cover the full range of impairments. Fragmented legislation, lack of funding, and most importantly, lack of participation of children with disabilities and their families in the design, planning, and evaluation of assistive technology. Globally, UNICEF is working on large-scale initiatives to improve the accessibility and affordability of these services. Our supply division that is based in Copenhagen is now including these types of products in its catalogs and ensuring that they're available at differentiated and affordable prices. Distinguished audience, at this conference, you will have the opportunity to hear about UNICEF's initiative, A Voice for Every Child, one of our regional efforts to support innovation and research to improve educational outcomes for children with disabilities. The aim of this program is to improve communication skills for children with development difficulties through an affordable, augmentative, and alternative communication solution called Seaboard. We complement this with a comprehensive training package to improve the knowledge and skills of professionals supporting children and families. The program, which is currently implemented in 5 countries, Croatia, Montenegro, Serbia, Bulgaria, and North Macedonia, has so far shown significant positive impact on young children with communication difficulties. Our hope is that a growing number of countries will benefit from the resources UNICEF has made available in order to bridge the gap in the availability and use of augmentative and alternative communication, and better respond to the needs of children with disabilities from early years onwards. We recognize that collaboration with government, other academic institutions, and the professional services is critical to move this agenda forward. But this was just one example of what we can do to improve the lives of children with disabilities, and events like today's are crucial opportunities to share experiences, approaches, and practices, and learn from one another. I'd like to thank the ASIST Foundation and the International Society for Alternative Augmentative Communication for opening up this opportunity to new participants from countries such as Albania, Armenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan, Moldova, Montenegro, and Serbia, as well as the territory of Kosovo. We hope that they will continue to benefit from the knowledge and support of experts of this international network as they implement assistive technology reforms in their national context. I'd also like to express my gratitude to the hosts, the Ministry of Education and Science, and the ASIST Foundation from Bulgaria, to the speakers for sharing their knowledge and experience, and to all of you as participants for prioritizing your participation in this important event. As we learn and build together, we will improve the lives of many children. And I wish you a very productive discussion, and I thank you for your extraordinary commitment and participation.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the nice words. Thank you. So now I have the pleasure to give the floor to Mrs. Gaidarova, Deputy Minister of Education and Science from Bulgaria.
Thank you, Mr. Greenberg. Good afternoon and a warm welcome from the Ministry of Education and Science in Bulgaria. I have to continue in Bulgarian language. Hope there we have a translation. Yes, okay. За мен наистина е привилегия и чест като заместник министър на образованието и науката да участвам в откриването на тази престижна международна конференция, която тази година се организира по инициатива на фондация АСИСТ, Помагащи технологии, и е под егидата на Международното дружество за допълваща и алтернативна комуникация, разбира се, с подкрепата на Министерството на образованието и науката и УНИЦЕФ. Виждам огромния интерес, виждам колко участници са присъединени в момента от региона, от света, бих казала, защото темата е изключителна и важна. Темата приобщаващо образование и допълваща и алтернативна комуникация ни води в бъдещето по начин, по който ние трябва днес да подадем ръка на нашите деца, да бъдат подкрепени, да почувстват, че не са сами и да знаят, че във всеки един момент и институционално, и от страна на родителите, и от страна на педагозите, и методически, и научно. Ние знаем как да направим техния свят по-добър и в емоционално отношение. Да им дадем една врата също към знанията и науката, като им осигурим равен достъп и качествено образование. Министерството на образованието и науката в последните години, бих казала точно от 2016 година, много целенасочено продължава да развива политики в областта на приобщаващото образование, като се включва не само развитие на държавен образователен стандарт, т.е. рамката, по която да работим, но има и приоритетно финансиране за прилагане на устойчивата политика по отношение на приобщаващото образование. Финансираме достъпна архитектурна среда, обновяване на материалната база в училището, включително предоставяне на допълнителни обучителни ресурси. Акцент е и продължаващата квалификация на учителите, особено по отношение на това как те да работят, с какви методи, с какви ресурси иновативни с децата с специални образователни потребности в училище. През 2021 година са назначени общо във всички училища и детски градини на територията на България 4613 специалисти. Това са ресурсни учители, психолози, логопеди, рехабилитатори на слуха и говора, учители за деца с нарушено зрение и слух, педагогически съветници. Отделно имаме 104 души, непедагогически персонал, които са рехабилитатори, социални работници, помощници на учители и други. Има изградени 28 регионални центрове за подкрепа на процеса на приобщаващо образование, в които работят приблизително 1000 специалисти, отделно 42 центъра за специална образователна подкрепа с приблизително 800 специалисти, които работят за деца и ученици с множество специални образователни потребности. Общия брой на тези специалисти чухте, а общия брой на децата последната година на ресурсно подпомагане е 23 000. Така че виждате процентното съотношение, виждате грижата, вниманието и дългосрочната политика, която идва и като резултат от обединените усилия и на неправителствения сектор, и на всички институции, както в България, и на обмена най-вече в международен план на всички добри практики. В този смисъл възможностите на допълваща и алтернативна комуникация в приобщаващото образование се използват последните години вече и в България, в Плевен, във Варна, Пловдив, Търговище, Сливен и Силистра. Имам такава информация. Отделно от това, по оперативна програма развитие на човешките ресурси, чрез проект включващо обучение, вече имаме и 14 училища, които работят по този начин. Разбира се, изключително важно е да продължим заедно и тези усилия и финансирането, така че общо инвестициите по подходящ начин с методичните усилия, с подкрепата на специалистите и на всички нас, да отворят тази врата към един по-добър свят и една по-добра професионална реализация на децата, които имат специални образователни потребности. За мен обменът на добри практики е изключително вдъхновяващ, изключително важен, полезен, пълноценен, защото той е мост към по-добрите решения, към по-ефективните решения, които можем заедно в един глобален свят да прилагаме. Така че тази професионална общност, която виждам днес и съм сигурна, че ще почерпи вдъхновение от практиките, които ще бъдат представени, мисля, че тя ще продължи да да съществува и да се развива това общуване и по неформален път, което е изключително важно също, което ни дава увереност, че това, което правим, е добро и значимо. Затова много искрено и от сърце пожелавам на всички да не губите търпение, кураж, да имате воля и да вярвате, че заедно можем да успеем. На добър час!
Благодаря. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate very much the support of UNICEF, of course, but also of the Ministry of Education and Science. So it's a pleasure to have you in our opening. So now I want to give the floor to Mr. Marin Baichev from the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs to read a greeting from the Deputy Minister, Mrs. Klisurski. So please, you have the floor.
Здравейте на всички и от мен. Уважаеми господин Гринберг, уважаеми госпожи и господа, приемете искрените ми благодарности за отправената към Министерството на труда и социалната политика покана за участие в организираната от вас 13-та Източно и централноевропейска регионална конференция по допълваща и алтернативна комуникация в приобщаващото образование. Поздравявам ви за проявената инициативност по отношение на водената от страна на вашите организации политика за осигуряване на отворена и достъпна среда за хора с увреждания, подкрепяща тяхното социално включване в обществото. Бих искала да ви уверя, че Министерството на труда и социалната политика приветства всяка инициатива, насочена към повишаване на увереността в собствените възможности при хората с увреждания и подпомагаща тяхното социално приобщаване. Насочили сме усилията си в посока усъвършенстване на действащата нормативна уредба в областта на правата на хората с увреждания с цел да допринесат за реформа в социалната сфера. Успехът на подобно начинание е свързано преди всичко с промяна в стереотипите по отношение на капацитета и възможностите на тези хора, за което реализираните от вас дейности имат съществен принос. По-настоящем едно от най-големите предизвикателства в изпълнението на политиката за хората с увреждане е гарантиране на възможностите им за комуникация и за достъпа им до информация в подходящ за тях формат, за да бъдат преодолени бариерите, ограничаващи независимия живот. Вярвам, че с общи усилия можем да осигурим повече възможности за достоен живот на лицата с увреждания, намиращи се в затруднена житейска ситуация. Желая на всички вас здраве, лични и професионални успехи и ползотворна работа за постигане на поставените цели. Заместник министър Надя Клисурска-Жекова. Благодаря.
Благодаря. Thank you very much. So now I want to give the floor to Dr. Sofia Kalman, who was the first organizer and subsequent supporter of this conference in every MEES, to say a few words in this opening session.
Hi, everybody. I'm really and truly happy to be here and to meet with you, even though only through the cyberspace. But it's a very good feeling that something we started in 1997 has such a wonderful continuation. And the original dream that almost every conference in this region was held in a new country, in another country, shows that there was a real need for people working and living with AAC, really had a need to meet and share ideas and to learn from each other and to share experiences. And I just want to say that it's fantastic that in such difficult times like the pandemic, during the pandemic, our Bulgarian colleagues did such a fantastic work and made it possible for all of us to meet and share for a few days. And I wish everybody good health, good luck, and a very, very good and enjoyable conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now we'll have a recorded message from Professor Joan Borman from South Africa, who is the president-elect of ESAC International. And we wait for the recording to be activated.
I'm going to play the recording just to start it.
Communication is the glue of life. All behavior and feelings find their original roots in some form of communication. Communication is the best way to build human connections and solid relationships. It is the interactions with other people that make life worth living. Communication leads to community. In other words, to understanding, to intimacy, to appreciation, and to mutual valuing of each other. If we can learn to change the way in which we communicate, we can change the world around us. Communication is also power, and language commissions a hidden power, like the power of the moon on the tides of the ocean. However, constantly talking isn't necessarily communicating. The effectiveness of communication is not defined by the communication per se, but by the response. As individuals who are able to use speech to communicate, we often fall into the trap of not listening to understand, but listening simply to reply. We need to learn how to listen with curiosity, to observe and listen to what is not said. Aristotle said, all communication must lead to change. Good day, dober den. My name is Juan Borman, and as president of the International Society for Augmentative and Alternative Communication, ASIC, I am delighted to bring a warm welcome to everyone at this 13th Eastern and Central European Regional Augmentative and Alternative Communication Conference. On a personal note, this conference is really special to me, as I was fortunate enough to have attended the third conference in 2001 in Kwidzyn in Poland. It is really heartwarming to see how much the field of AAC has grown in the region over the past 20 years, from a small fledgling conference to such a large, vibrant one spread over 3 days with a host of informative and inspiring seminars and workshops. What is also rewarding is that this conference creates opportunities to form new networks and friendships, but also to reconnect with old friends. I will let you into a secret. I remember names from that third conference, like that of Professor Stephen von Techner. I want to not only congratulate the conference organizers with hosting this wonderful virtual event, but also thank them sincerely for allowing me to say a few words about ASIC. ASIC is an international membership organization made up of volunteers who work to improve the lives of children and adults who use AAC. Our vision is similar to that of this conference, namely that AAC will be recognized, valued, and used throughout the world. And that is the reason why this online event is so important. ASIC is all about promoting the best possible communication for people with complex communication needs by offering you many contacts within the broader AAC community, because it is highly likely that there will be someone who can inspire, assist, and motivate you. There is always someone somewhere in the world doing something amazing, which can challenge us to dream bigger to do more, to see further. May you experience this conference as thought-provoking and stimulating, and may it equip you with new skills and new knowledge. May it help you to seek new ways of communicating and understanding. May it open up a different kind of reality to deepen our understanding of the challenges that affect all persons with complex communication needs on our planet. I trust that as this conference moves into its teenage years with this 13th birthday event, that it might signal the start of an even closer collaboration between the Eastern and Central European regional AAC community and the international one. As a South African, I want to end with a well-known African saying that illustrates exactly how powerful strong communities are. We say, cross the river in a crowd and the crocodile won't eat you. May this be an inspiring and blessed conference with many more to come, and may you all find the people with whom you want to cross the river.
Okay, we thank Joanne Borman for providing this video. So before starting, I want to thank once again our partners. I want to thank the steering committee of the East and Central European Regional Conference, Dr. Sofia Kalman, Dr. Kalinnikova, and other participants of the steering committee who over the years actually elected the next host. I hope that this year will be also successful. There will be candidates to host the next conference. And I want also just to say a few words about the participant and thank the regional office of UNICEF for the substantial support and the fact that we were allowed to co-organize a pre-conference meeting, which ended 5 minutes before the beginning of this conference, with many other countries from the region. And participants from these countries are also here with us, and it's our pleasure to welcome them. So I just want to say a few figures from what I have here. So we have a big part from Bulgaria, about 570 registered participants. Then from Poland, 53, from Ukraine, 51, from Armenia, 40, from Lithuania, 33, from Hungary, 28, from Romania, 22, from Moldova, 16, from Belarus, 15, from Serbia, 7, from Russia, 5, from Hrvatska, 4, and from other countries, 41. So it's really impressive, and we feel humble in front of such a big audience. And once again, I hope that everybody will find the attendance useful and will attend the next editions of this conference, namely the 14th ECER AAC conference.